Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We are back with the IDM. It's week 10 finally, the last week of the regular season. We already clinched our playoff spot, obviously, but we are actually still fighting for a first round bye. So we are facing my boy, my Andrew, aka Andy, and his Bexleyheath Bisharps, I think that's his name. um, a very cool guy, long-time friend of mine in the format. He took a hiatus early in Gen 7, but he's back in the league format. Very formidable small player from what I know, and he always brings a lot of heat. Like he's a guy who often challenges me or even like guys like Envy in heat. So it should be a fun match. I think he's like 4-5 heading into this match, so not the best record, but not the worst either. This league was kind of top heavy with a bunch of guys with like 7-1, 7-2 records heading 8-1, 7-2 heading into this week. But Andy is like in the middle of the pack. I think he can still make playoffs if everything works out for him, but it's like highly unlikely. I think that he makes it, but there's still a chance. So I decided to bench my boys Magiana and Zygat this week. I know it didn't bring Zygat that often, but I felt like the team that I built is pretty cool. I built basically around SD Talon. As you see, like kind of destroys his team once I chip down the Garchomp and the Rotom a little bit. It's Lablitz, Brave Bird, Swordsons, and Natural Gift Water with the Duran Berry. Natural Gift Water actually has a high chance to OHKO max HP Rotom Heat after Rocks, which is pretty hype. Quillfish here is a defensive Adamant set, like it says max HP, some defense, and some attack with the Adamant in nature to always 2-hit KO. Max defense comfy with Poison Jab, it has Haze, Spikes, and Taunt as the other moves, so pretty much utility. It's nice for SD Scissor or Belly Drum Chestnut, which Andrew has shown to bring in the past. So that's kinda important to note. Zapdos here is also defensive with Defog. I felt like I needed Defog because with Talonflame as the win con, I needed like a safe way to get rid of rocks, and Zapdos provides it versus his team. Like it's also a nice backup check to stuff like Staraptor, unless he's banded, obviously. Can switch into basically everything on my opponent's team. It checks Scissor fairly well, even though I'm not running Heatwave, I'm running Roost, Defog, HP Ice, and Discharge, I think. Maybe Thunderbolt, but I think it's Discharge. It basically checks everything fairly well. Obviously not comfy, but for the comfy I have the Talonflame, the Quillfish, and Toxic on my Licky Licky, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Crocodile is a banded set with sadly Stealth Rocks, but you know I had to fit them somewhere on there. Earthquake, Pursuit, and Aerial Ace. It's basically like if a Pursuit is Rotom and gets some chip off, maybe with a Pursuit or an Earthquake on the Garchomp, Talonflame wins, so that's cool. It's like Aerial Ace obviously there to bring Chestnut. I figured he would bring it because it's a very safe switch into Crocodile, to Zygarde, um, to like even Zapdos unless I run Heat Wave. So like functions as a very solid wall versus my team. Licky Licky is a Wish Pass again, Wish Protect, Toxic, and Ice Beam. Ice Beam obviously for the Garchomp I can't really allow this thing to get up to +2 because then I only have the Mega Slowbro to check it, or to switch in, which is pretty unfortunate. But yeah, Slowbro here is a bulky set, max HP, max defense basically, which allows it to live a +2 Z outrage from Gacha, which is absolutely wild after rocks even. So like it does like 87.2 max, which is absolutely crazy. Like Mega Bro is the definition of a wall. Like it even checks Staraptor and Scissor well. Like an Adamant Mega Scissors U-turn does 40% max to this thing, so I can always stay in and Fire Blast this. Also have to Scald obviously, it's last one and Slack Off, so it's like 3 attacks, but still a defensive set. So I decided to lead off with my Slowbro here just in case he wanted to lead off with Staraptor, which I felt was likely for a U-turn or so, or maybe even with Garchomp to get off his rocks early. But he leads off with a Rotom, which is good for him. Gives him a free voltage, but I will make the aggressive play and go into my Crocodile. I'm not sure if this thing has the Will-O-Wisp. I was thinking he's more inclined to bring T-Wave versus me if he's not Choice Lock, for example, because that allows him to like cripple Shift Gear Magiana fairly well. It cripples like everything on the Switch that is not Crook, so I figured like that was likely, or it was gonna be a Scarf or Specs set, because Specs actually hits my team pretty hard. Can't really switch into this. besides like my Licky Licky, but Licky Licky doesn't enjoy getting tricked, so I have to play really carefully around potentially potentially choice locked Rotom. But yeah, Crook is in, and instead of setting up my rocks, I don't think they are as important right now. I will try to pursue trap this thing so the Talonflame can win easier. And he actually switches out and get off the battle pursuit. That's 72%, so that's hype. Staraptor comes in here, I go into Quillfish, predicting him to go for the U-turn. I didn't want to go hard into Bro because I'm not Mega Evolved yet, and if he's banned, a double edge will 2 KO because I still have the 130 base defense. So I have to go into my Quillfish to get Intimidated off. I can always wish this thing up in front of Comfy and potentially Chestnut, depending on the set. So I figured I'm fairly safe to go into Quillfish here. I don't know why it's female this week. Usually it's male, but I probably forgot to click on that. He made it like randomly female, but that's fine. The Goldfish here takes a double edge, and this confirmed to be Jolly banned. So I go into my Slowbro knowing that I can take 2 -1 double edges, as you see, and I can just switch out here, pull a double out into my Licky Licky, predicting either like Comfy or like Scissor or Chestnut to come in, all of which I can deal with. Obviously the like Scissor and Chestnut not too well, but I can like just Wish Pass into counter. So here I go for the Wish on his Comfy, deciding to like try to get my Quillfish back to health, and this works out as he goes into into Scissor, which is hype. So he reveals the Baton Pass, but my Quillfish gets basically back to full. He goes into Garchomp. I know he will set up his rocks, so I go into my Bro. I pull a double again into Quillfish this time, predicting him to go into something like into Comfy again, which he revealed to be his initial switching. But he actually makes the play and goes into Dragon Tail. I don't really agree with that because if I go for the Ice Beam, this Chomper is dead, and that basically allows Talonflame to guarantee to get the win. If Chomper went down this turn, I could just like defog, set up with Talonflame in front of a Scissor, Comfy, or Chestnut and get the win, or like get rid of at least 3 mons until Recall kills me. So like not a player that I agree with, but it definitely works out. Maybe he was thinking I was trying to go for Scald to like basically catch everything on the switch in, but pretty aggressive play. But it works out for him as he actually Dragon Tails me out into my Talon. And this is huge because I don't have Roost on this set. I should have put Roost over Natural Gift because the plan was to pursue for Rotom all the time. So I didn't really need to have the like Natural Gift from there, but yeah, like just felt more comfortable with it. Sadly, it doesn't work out. So Talonflame is now at 50% basically, and I can't kill his entire team now with the Brave Bird and shit like that, because then Recall will kill me faster, which is unfortunate. Maybe I can like Wish Pass into it later with Licky Licky, but it's tough to do because like it doesn't switch in too well on anything besides the Scissor and potentially the Chestnut. But with Chestnut, I probably have to take like Leech Seed, Spiky Shield after that, and shit like that. So I'm forced to switch out to go into my Crook, lower this attack even more. He's at -3 right now. Goes for the Earthquake, and I would set up my rocks. And maybe I should have pursued it here, but didn't feel like going for. He actually goes hard into Scissor, which had I gone for the Earthquake would have been easy to KO for me, unless he's like max defensive, which I don't think he would be. But switch works out for him. I just go into my Licky Licky to Wish Pass something, something up, see what his switching is, and like I can just wish and go into my Quillfish or so. He puts the Baton Pass again into Rotom Heat. I will scout for whatever move he wants to go for, because I felt like maybe he wants to go for a trick here, or like I just want to scout what he goes for in general. So I got back into my Crooker here. Oh no, I just go for a Wish, knowing that I can take any hit. And I fire off an Ice Beam as the Dragon Tails me, which works really well for me. Get 64% off. I get Slowbro, and I just fire off an Ice Beam here, trying to get rid of the Garchomp, and it goes into Comfy. Not too big of a deal, because like even if it comments up, my Quillfish takes it. We'll just fire off a Poison Jab here, as he goes into Garchomp. Had I gotten the Poison here, this Garchomp would have been dead, but sadly doesn't work out. And I get the chip damage with the Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skill, which is unfortunate. He gets his rocks back up, but I go to Zapper to defog them away, Works out great. He goes back into this thing here. And I think I go into Licky Licky, yeah. Which allows me to basically, as he pulls the double, a nice double here into Staraptor. Very aggressive play, but definitely works out for him, knowing that I'm never discharging a Carmine Comp. Don't get anything from that. So that worked out well. I had the Voltage, obviously, that would have been a losing turn for him, but yeah, didn't pack it, obviously. So here I can just scout for whatever he wants to go for. And here shows the close comment. I will go for the Wish here to see if he wants to pull another double, knowing that he's like has been aggressive with his doubles there. And I can just like Wish protect this thing back up, which I do now. I go for another Wish here to get my Quillfish back to full. As he shows the Iron Defense. I figured he was like a stat passing set into Chestnut. I wasn't sure if it was agility or like Iron Defense. I was more leaning towards agility because otherwise Chestnut doesn't really outspeed my squad. But yeah, like it's not too big of a deal. I can just Wish and go into my Quillfish here. He has to pass the -1 attack into Chestnut, which he doesn't. Now I can just go for the Haze as he pulls out the substitute spread. And here I actually kinda choke as he will reveal the Belly Drum plus Select Berry on his next turn. I don't go for the Haze here, I don't know why, because actually, like, depending on this set coverage, I lose to the set. Because if he has Stone Edge plus Seed Form, I basically lose. But I figured it was highly unlikely. I figured it was more likely to be dual stab or like stab plus other coverage. But yeah, I go for the Poison Jab to break the sub, and he like shows the Belly Drum to Select Berry, which is a cool set, obviously, but depending on his speed, my Talonflame can still outspeed it. I think max speed Talonflame always outspeeds +1 Chestnut, so that's cool. I'm not max speed, but I'm jolly to outspeed the Starmie, which he has on his squad, so I might outspeed anyway, but I decide to just fire off a Haze here. As he shows the Endeavor, he told me he only had Fighting Stab on this. He was sub Belly Drum, Endeavor, and Brain Punch. So my Quillfish actually takes on this Chestnut. I can just go into my Bro now. Yes, he endeavors me, but I'm basically sacking it. I don't really need it. I can fire off an Iceman to get rid of the Staraptor here. He pulls a double, maybe predicting me to, or a switch out, maybe predicting me to, what's it called, to try to slack off, knowing that Drain Punch doesn't kill. I don't know if Drain Punch kills actually at 7%. This sounds crazy, but Slowbro is just fat as fuck. So I just sack my Slowbro here to the Guard Jump and go into my Zapper. We'll go for the HP Ice. He makes a smart play and saves his Guard Jump. Goes into Rotom, which is cool. I go into Crook now on the what I think is the Volt Switch, and at this point, like, I'm basically convinced this is choice locked. He like never went for another move than Volt Switch, obviously, even after like a Protect and shit like that. So I just go for the Earthquake, trying to kill whatever wants to come in, basically, because nothing can take the Earthquakes from the range they are at. So I go for the Earthquake, and he actually reveals not to be not to be Scarf, but to be Modest potentially, and to have the Overheat. Afterwards, he told me it was an Assault Vest set, which definitely makes sense versus Magearna. Good thing I didn't bring that thing. But yeah, cool tag, and he like, I don't know if he intended to bluff the Scarf early, but he actually did. So I go into my Talon here, because I don't have a safe Revenge, and I will just go for the Natural Gift, as he decides to switch on into Scissor, which on which I can actually SD up, as he goes for the Roost. He can't really attack me, I think. He has Roost Defog on top of his Iron Defense, and I can just Flare Blitz him to death. So that's good. I get rid of Scissor, but that wasn't a threat anymore, to be honest, unless he wanted to pass what's called Iron Defense into Comfy. But then again, I had the Haze, I had Toxic and Licky Licky. It didn't matter in the slightest, I think. So now Garchomp comes in. I know I will die to Rough Skin, but I don't really have a reason to save this thing. Looking at the squad, if I get rid of Garchomp, Licky Licky basically wins, because I can Wish up on the Endeavor and go from there. Quillfish basically wins. So I will go for the Brave Bird here, as he shows the Endure, so full tech on his part, and like I got down, he lives on the only 1 HP. Like, I think it was a pretty standard set, or like close to standard in Gen 6 OU, but I haven't seen Endure defensive Chomper in a while. A very smart bring on his part. I considered going Zapper here on the double to like scout for it, but didn't really make sense because like I didn't really need my Talonflame anymore. So I went to Licky, fire up a Wish first. As he gets me to Zapper, so that's fine. Let's go for the Hidden Power Eyes. No, I pulled a double back into Licky, and now we'll fire off a Toxic, I think. No, a Wish again, and then a Toxic, I'm fairly sure. No, I go for the Ice Beam, okay. Didn't feel like he was switching out probably. So Licky is at full. Comfy comes again, I will Toxic it, 100%. And then I think I will go for Wish to bring in Zapper or Quillfish. I think I go for a Wish into Quillfish there, because I know I can't take this thing on. Draining Kiss is a roll to 2 only depending on his investment. If it's uninvestment, it is, but if not, he gets health back, it kills my Quillfish. Yes, the Wish is basically wasted. I can go to my Zapdos, potentially Roost Stall it, which I think I do. I'll fire off a Discharge first to see if he has Aromatherapy, and then like if he had it, I could have like potentially played around a full para or something, but shows the Synthesis, Draining Kiss, Calm Mind, and I think the last move was either Taunt or HP Fire for potentially Magina, so that works out. Rotom shows the HP Ice, gets a crit, but doesn't matter, like Zapdos is like chilling it, is guaranteed to clean up unless it crits me with an Overheat or so, and to just like kill his Chestnut off with the Hidden Power, kill basically the Rotom and the Comfy in the end. Like Discharge has only does 12%, but Rotom can't beat me because I outspeed. I can Roost now. If he crits me, he doesn't even kill me, I think, from full, and he forfeits because he doesn't want to play for a crit or something. So that's cool. So I get the 2-0 win. I think Licky would have won either way had he like crit my Zapdos, but he forfeits because there's no reason to play this game. Play on this game. Like it was 55 turns, so I get where he's coming from. So we get the win in the last week. We finished the season with 9-1 and plus 20 differential. Very solid season. I wish I didn't take the week 8 loss or week 7 loss that I did upload, but it happened. And yeah, no undefeated season, but still a very solid showing in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, drop a like and a comment if you did enjoy, and I catch you in the next video, which I think will be my Q&A video that I still have to do, or maybe ITL Finals, I don't even know, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya.